What's up, guys? My name's Matt, and I'm back on the channel after a month hiatus from just getting really busy with life and changing jobs and having a bunch of different stuff coming away. And I'll probably talk about that in an upcoming video, probably on the weekends where I don't normally upload. But today I wanted to come back with a banger. Today I wanted to come with a shoe that I had purchased within the past month that sold out. Only, I think, 250 were made in total for this color. And honestly, it's been a shoe I've been wanting since it was teased back in, I think, like January. So without further ado, I bring you my review, after owning it for like a month now, of the Represent Reptors in the bone or whatever you want, a vintage white colorway. So let's get right into the review. So the Represent Reptors were a shoe that was teased a long time ago on George's Instagram. And to me, I really loved the different styles that the shoe kind of embodies. So right off the bat, really what this colorway, what spoke to me was the color palette of it. So if you guys have been following the channel for anything over a year, which I highly doubt it since most of my subscribers are new from like the past few months, which honestly, thank you, and more content like this on the way. But I owned a pair of Geo baskets that were in a milk on milk on milk colorway that were basically moon boots, and I don't think I could style them well, and I don't know why I bought them, but it was just the fact that you could get Rick Owens for so cheap, so I did. And these are almost like an homage for me of those shoes, and I'll have it up on the screen as well, just so you guys can see the differences, or I guess not differences, the similarities of them. And that's basically the reason why I chose this colorway over like the vintage black, was just because of that. But really, this took inspiration from Jordan, which you can probably see like easily from the shoe, and it took inspiration from the Rick Owens Dunks, which are basically the high-end version of a Jordan 1 in the first place. So it's almost like they still took inspiration from a Jordan 1, but in a higher fashion way. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to explain that one. So talking about the actual qualities of the shoe, this is a made in Italy shoe. It is made with a extremely high quality leather, which honestly, I'm like smelling it while I'm doing this, but it still smells like almost exact way that when I bought it, which is really nice quality leather. It's a little stiff up front, which is a good sign for me, and features that same leather all throughout the shoe into the actual shoe itself on the inside of it, where it features more of a black leather rather than the bony vintage whitey color on the outside. Some of the unique features of this shoe is obviously, instead of a swoosh, which would get them sued, they instead put rep all across the side on kind of like both sides. This one's like an inverse of it, and it's the same way on the other shoe. And then it does feature like this like stitching right here, which I really like. It's something that's subtle, yet I think ties a lot of their shoes together. And then it does feature this little tab in the very back, which in my opinion is used for when you want to put sneakers and you just want to have it like right here and maybe kind of, you know, tucked right here behind the tongue, or, you know, there's so many different ways to wear the shoe. But that's really why I believe this pull tab is for, because there's really no point in this when it's pretty easy to get on in the first place. One nice feature with it, because it is meant to be worn unlaced, although I do lace mine pretty loosely, is it does have a fully gusseted tongue, which basically means that it's held by a rubber band, or but just a piece of material that holds it to the shoe, so you can't just have it fully flop out. It is holding in place pretty well. And the other thing with this shoe that kind of separates it from a Jordan is the fact that it does use a different outsole on this, which is a brand I've never heard, like Gomis. I've never heard of it. And I'll get more into the quality of the midsole in a little bit. But yeah, overall, the upper quality of the shoe is fantastic. I have no complaints about the upper of the shoe. The slightly padded tongue is a really nice feature. The fact that it is elevated a little bit really brings you to have different looks than what you would have with a normal Jordan. And really the only reason I mentioned Jordan 1 so much is really because I feel like that's what's gonna be kind of the main competitor to this shoe, is when you can buy it with a discount, it comes to around same price as a Jordan 1 brand new. I believe Jordan 1's brand new are going for like $180, $190 right now, brand new, but then you have to add tax on top of that, which would bring the shoe to around $210, where you can get this one with a Represent discount if you buy enough stuff for them for around the same exact price. So that's really why I'm comparing both together, is because they are at a very similar price point. But in my opinion, you get a very superior quality, at least upper, with this one, which uses Italian leather. And now I'm gonna let me get into the gripes with this shoe, because obviously I think the shoe speaks for itself, the look of it, and everything. My main gripe with this shoe and kind of the whole lineup is it is using the same exact outsole for every single pair. So whether you buy the all black ones, whether you buy the new ones that look pretty cool that are white and black, whether you bought this pair or the vintage black pair, they all feature the same exact outsole with this gray, and I don't know, it's already kind of rubbing off in the back, which I've worn them a lot, but not enough to me warrant that much wear on it. But maybe it's just me being very critical over it. And the other things I don't really like is that on the midsole, it does kind of look like it was just very fast done, like fastly. It was done very quickly, and it looks like the holes in and out are kind of jagged. And for me, I don't really like that. I'll have a close-up of what I'm talking about. But it just looks a little sloppy for a shoe that is supposed to be so high in quality for the price. And to me, that just makes it look a little bit cheaper than kind of what you would expect to pay for a shoe that costs this much. And when I'm looking at another shoe, which you'll see a review on later this week, which are the Alpha Lows, it doesn't have that same problem with the midsole. And it honestly looks way better and more expensive because of that. So what are my full thoughts then of the Reptars from Represent? Represent honestly is still one of my favorite sneaker brands, first of all. Second of all, I think that this is 100% worth your money, and is worth it if you want a different look than what you would see with a normal Jordan. Other pros to it is I believe that this shoe will just last a lot longer, and it will give you a unique factor if you really want that unique factor, because like I said, there's only 250 made in this colorway, which across, let's just say 10 sizes would be like around 20 to 15 pairs per size. I'm a size 13. They probably made like 5 of them, I think. So this is one of 5 in my size. So there's only going to be, 250 people total in the world that might have this shoe. And that to me makes it a little bit more special. The downsides to it is right by where I pick up from the pros, which is there's only 250 available for this. So if you miss out on this shoe, you're screwed, and I don't even see it on StockX at all. The good part is that people are selling them for around retail, which is probably still more than what they bought it for, but, if you missed it, you want it, you can still probably buy it for close to that. And I think the other con with this shoe, in my opinion, is just this midsole. I wish they would have something a little bit different, but I feel like the manufacturing process and the fact that it's such a limited quantity of these is why they're using the same midsole for everyone. They're not changing up the colors of the bottom. But other than that, honestly, one of my favorite shoes and might turn into my sneaker of the year. And I didn't mention it, but I thought it was only right to wear my Represent tee with it because, Represent review. But let me know what you guys think of these in the comments below. Let me know if you're going to be picking up a pair or if you have picked up a pair and your guys' thoughts of them in the comments below. And like always, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.